Seniors, forget eggs. The fastest way to rebuild muscle after 60 isn't in a carton or a costly tub of powder. It's a $2 staple already sitting in your pantry. If your legs feel shakier on the stairs, if carrying groceries takes 2 trips instead of one, that's not just getting old. After 50, we lose roughly half to 1% of muscle each year. I don't want that for you. I'm Dr. Jonathan Hale. 3 decades I've helped older adults turn everyday food into steady strength, without gimmicks. Today I'll show you how to flip your body's repair switch using one humble ingredient you've known your whole life. Here's the twist. The protein isn't another animal food. It's a bean. Stay with me. In minutes, you'll learn the pairings that complete the amino acids your muscles demand, why this works better after 60, and how to start tonight so you wake up steadier, stronger, and independent in weeks ahead. Let's settle the loudest myth first. Plant protein is incomplete. Proteins are chains of amino acids. Beans bring abundant lysine. Whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, or whole wheat bread bring more methionine. Put them on the same plate and you deliver the full essential amino set your muscles need to rebuild. This isn't a loophole. It's how traditional meals have quietly worked for centuries. Rice and beans, lentils with rice, hummus with warm pita. Affordable foods acting like premium protein when they show up together. Why does this matter more after 60? Because aging muscles respond best when all the essentials arrive at once. Meal after meal, a complete signal, repeated through the day, keeps your repair machinery humming. That's the habit we're building here, not a diet you'll quit in a week. Keep it simple. At breakfast, pair a veggie omelet with a slice of whole grain toast and a small scoop of black beans. At lunch, ladle lentils over brown rice with tomatoes or bell peppers. At dinner, choose chili with kidney beans over quinoa, or a chickpea salad beside whole grain crackers. Same foods you know, rearranged so your muscles can actually use them. You don't have to eat more, just make the food you already like work smarter. And because beans and grains are inexpensive, this plate pattern protects your budget as well as your strength. Quick recap. Beans plus grains equals complete protein. Make that rhythm a daily practice, and you'll feel the difference. Before we continue, I'd love for you to join a growing circle of older adults proving that age does not mean weakness. Tap the like button so this message reaches more people who need it. Hit subscribe to be part of a community that shares simple, powerful health choices every week. And in the comments, introduce yourself. Tell us your first name, your age, and the bean you're most excited to try. You'll see people from all over the country cheering each other on. Together, we're building strength, one plate at a time. Now that we've cleared up the myth about incomplete plant proteins, let's talk about the real stars of the bean family. Each one brings its own muscle-building edge, and together they give you options for every taste, budget, and energy level. Soybeans/edamame. If you want maximum muscle for minimum effort, start here. One cooked cup of soybeans brings roughly 31 grams of complete protein, the rare plant protein that already checks every amino acid box. For older muscles, that's a straight, reliable signal to build. Edamame makes it simple. Steam 3 to 5 minutes, add a pinch of salt, and you've got a high-impact snack that beats most protein bars on substance and price. Decades of research back soy for strength and function in seniors, which is why I call it a freezer aisle safety net. Keep a bag on hand and you'll never be without a ready protein anchor. Lentils. Lentils are your weeknight power tool. No soaking, 20 to 30 minutes to tender, and red lentils go even faster. One cup delivers about 18 grams of protein in a soft, easy-to-chew form that respects dentures and sensitive digestion. Puree into a silky soup, simmer into a curry, or fold into a simple stew. Each spoonful quietly pushes you toward your per-meal protein target. For patients who say, "I'm tired of meat at night," lentils keep the protein coming without heaviness. Consistency wins after 60. Lentils help you show up for your muscles even on low-energy days. Black beans/kidney beans. Dark skins, serious payoff. A cup offers approximately 15 grams of protein, plus deep-colored anthocyanins, the same family found in blueberries, that support recovery from daily wear and tear. Practically speaking, these beans are batch cooking champs. Make a pot, portion, and freeze, and they reheat without turning mushy. That means fast protein bowls, hearty salads, or a 10-minute soup on nights you don't want to cook. I tell my patients, when your week gets busy, black or kidney beans keep you from skipping the protein your muscles are waiting for. Convenience is not a luxury after 60, it's a strategy. Chickpeas. Chickpeas are the gateway bean for a reason. A cup gives approximately 14.5 grams of protein, and the formats are endless. Roast them crisp for a grab-and-go bite. Blend creamy hummus for sandwiches or a veggie dip. Toss a handful into soup or salad to lift protein without shouting for attention. When taste fatigue hits, chickpeas reset the palate while still feeding your muscles. I've seen countless patients warm up to beans through this one food because it slides easily into what you already eat. If you're not sure where to begin this week, begin with chickpeas. Split peas, comfort food that quietly builds strength. Split peas don't need soaking and cook down into a smooth, soothing bowl with greater than 16 grams of protein per cup. On days when appetite dips, a warm ladle of split pea soup still moves you toward your goal, and it keeps beautifully for tomorrow's lunch. Think of it as easy protein you can sip. For many of my patients, this is the evening meal that replaces a skipped dinner. Simple ingredients, steady amino acids, no fuss. When you reduce friction, you stick with the plan. And sticking with the plan is how muscles stay with you. So whether it's soy, lentils, or even a warm bowl of split peas, you now have plenty of ways to hit your protein target. Protein is only half the story. The helpers inside beans decide whether that protein becomes muscle or just passes through. Fiber, often 6 to 15 grams per cup, feeds your gut's good bacteria and steadies blood sugar, creating a calmer, more anabolic environment. Magnesium shows up in meaningful amounts and matters for muscle contraction and the enzymes that knit new tissue together. Folate and other B vitamins help you process amino acids efficiently, so the protein you eat actually arrives where it's needed. And those deep reds and blacks, they carry antioxidants that help tame everyday oxidative stress in muscle cells. That's why beans punch above their protein number. They deliver the building blocks and the foreman, tools, and work crew. In the next segment, I'll show you how to prepare beans so they're easy to digest, and how to match portions to what older muscles truly require, so your body can use every bite you give it. Now, beans only deliver their full benefit if you prepare them right and eat them in the right amounts, especially after 60. One common concern I hear from my patients is digestion. Plant proteins are absorbed at about 70 to 90%, compared to 95 to 99% for meat. And yes, beans can leave some people feeling bloated. But here's the good news. Simple, time-tested methods solve most of this. Soak beans overnight and pour off the soaking water. Use a pressure cooker, which breaks down the compounds that cause gas while keeping amino acids intact. If you forget, a quick boil and rest soak works almost as well. And adding spices like ginger, cumin, or a bay leaf, just as older food cultures have done, makes beans easier on aging stomachs. Start with just a few spoonfuls daily, then increase each week. Within 2 to 8 weeks, most digestive issues fade as your gut adapts. Why go through the trouble? Because after 50, muscle loss, what we call sarcopenia, accelerates. Every pound lost makes stairs steeper, chairs harder to rise from, and falls more dangerous. The deeper challenge is something called anabolic resistance. Older muscles don't respond to protein as efficiently as younger ones. A 30-year-old may trigger muscle growth with 20 grams of protein in a meal. But at 60 or 70, you need 30 to 40 grams at once to flip that same switch. The amino acid leucine is the trigger, about 2 to 2.5 grams per meal. Beans, especially when combined with whole grains, provide exactly that. If you still enjoy eggs or dairy, a small portion alongside beans pushes the leucine signal even higher. The goal isn't exotic powders, it's building meals that meet older muscles where they are. There's another advantage, timing. Younger adults absorb protein peaks quickly, within 1 to 2 hours, but in seniors, muscle-building signals stay open much longer, 3 to 6 hours. Beans digest slowly, releasing amino acids right through that extended window. It's almost as if nature designed beans to match the older body's rhythm. And this isn't just theory. Rigorous studies in older adults confirm that beans build muscle as effectively as animal protein. Recent research leaves little doubt. When the total protein adds up, beans match meat gram for gram in building muscle. In 2023, a major review pooled 13 randomized controlled trials with more than 800 participants over age 60. The result? Plant proteins increase lean mass just as well as animal proteins, especially when combined with resistance training. One smaller study followed 37 older vegetarians for 8 weeks. Half consumed 18 grams of mung bean protein daily. 45% of them gained over a pound of lean tissue, compared to only 7% in the control group. Even more impressive, their grip strength rose nearly 3%, while the control group actually lost strength. Another trial in long-term care centers gave 84 residents, average age 85, a daily dose of 30 grams of soy protein for 12 weeks. They gained over 3 pounds of lean mass and nearly 2 pounds of limb muscle, the kind most important for walking and independence. Their walking speed improved, while peers without soy declined. And in a massive cohort of nearly 5,000 older adults in China, those with the highest intake of plant protein had significantly higher muscle mass. Strikingly, animal protein intake showed no clear connection at all. So what does this mean for you? It means that when you eat enough and spread that protein through the day, beans don't just keep up with meat, they bring added benefits for inflammation, heart health, and your wallet. Now let's turn science into practice. How beans fit your budget, protect your heart, and land on your plate each week. It's one thing to know beans can preserve strength after 60. It's another to make them work in your real kitchen, on a real budget, with real energy day to day. I want this to feel simple, repeatable, and kind to your routine. First, the budget. Beans deliver serious protein at about 1/3 the cost of meat. 1 pound of dried beans, usually $1 to $2, cooks into 12 to 13 generous servings. To buy the same protein from chicken, you're often looking at $15 to $20. Over a month, that gap adds up. For many retirees, those savings aren't abstract. They mean room for medications, utilities, or fresh produce. In practical terms, a small bag of beans becomes both a meal plan and a little breathing room in your wallet. Protein is one piece, not the whole story. Older muscles heal in a body that's fighting low-grade inflammation day and night. That inflammaging slows recovery, blunts the muscle-building signal, and leaves you feeling stiff. Beans push the other way. Each cup brings fiber that steadies blood sugar, magnesium for clean muscle contraction, and antioxidants that cool daily oxidative stress. They also support heart health. Large analyses show that approximately 1 bean serving most days tracks with a meaningful reduction in cardiovascular risk. For anyone juggling blood pressure, cholesterol, or blood sugar, that's 3 wins in a single bowl. Steadier metabolism, calmer inflammation, and a heart that's better protected while you work on strength. There's a quiet bonus here too. Beans take roughly 5 times less water and energy to produce than meat. For many of my older patients, it feels good to know that a choice that strengthens the legs that carry you also lightens your footprint for the grandkids who follow you. Health for you, and a gentler nudge for the planet. Let's keep digestion on your side. The goal is comfort and consistency. Soak beans overnight, drain and rinse, then cook. If you forget, use a quick soak. Bring them to a boil for 2 to 3 minutes, turn off the heat, rest approximately 1 hour, drain, rinse, and cook. A pressure cooker makes the whole process easier and breaks down gas-forming compounds while preserving amino acids. Season the pot with ginger, cumin, a bay leaf, or a strip of kombu, old kitchen wisdom that modern science now smiles on. Most important of all, start small, 2 to 4 tablespoons per day, then add the same amount each week. Within 2 to 8 weeks, your gut microbiome adapts, and what once felt heavy becomes comfortable fuel. That adaptation does more than prevent bloating. Gut bacteria turn bean fiber into short-chain fatty acids, SCFAS, natural messengers that lower inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and quietly support muscle protein synthesis. Help the process by pairing beans with vitamin C foods. Bell peppers, tomatoes, citrus. These simple additions can multiply iron absorption, especially with lentils or black beans. Now place protein where muscles can use it. A reliable target for older adults is 1.2 to 1.66 grams per kilogram per day. Divide that evenly, 25 to 35 grams per meal, approximately 0.4 grams per kilogram per meal. So your muscles get multiple clear build signals. A simple plate guide keeps it easy. 1/4 beans or legumes, 1/4 whole grains like brown rice or quinoa, 1/2 colorful vegetables. That pattern naturally completes the amino acid puzzle without overthinking it. Timing still matters. Eat a bean-based meal 2 to 3 hours before activity for steady energy that doesn't spike and crash. Then plan another protein-rich meal within 2 hours after you finish, when your muscles are most ready to rebuild. If you include eggs or dairy, a modest portion alongside beans can nudge leucine higher. If you prefer fully plant-based, beans plus whole grains get you there just the same. Remove friction to win. Batch cook 2 to 3 varieties once a week, then freeze single-serve portions so protein is always within reach. Rotate flavors to prevent boredom. Italian-style white beans with rosemary and garlic. Mexican-inspired black beans with cumin and lime. A gentle red lentil curry with turmeric and ginger. Canned beans are perfectly acceptable. Choose low sodium and consider saving a bit of aquafaba to enrich soups and stews. If your digestion is sensitive, try sprouting mung beans or lentils. 2 to 3 days of rinsing morning and night softens texture, improves digestibility, and gives you a quick cooking ingredient for salads, sautés, or soups. As the weeks roll by, let your meals do quiet, steady work. A bowl of split pea soup on a low-appetite evening still moves you toward your daily protein. A scoop of black beans over a grain bowl turns lunch into something your muscles can hear. A small dish of edamame in the afternoon keeps you from skipping dinner when the day runs long. This is how older muscles prefer to be treated. Consistent, calm, well-supplied. Pulling this together, beans are more than a recipe idea. They're a strategy, affordable, anti-inflammatory, sustainable, and endlessly adaptable. When you structure your meals around them, your muscles finally get the steady support they've been waiting for. You've heard the numbers and the methods. What most people need next is belief, the sense that change is still possible. In the next segment, I'll share a real story that proves it's never too late, and long-term evidence that shows bean-centered meals don't just change your plate this week, they change your strength, your balance, and your independence in the months ahead. Beverly is 80. She told me stairs felt slower and afternoons felt long, but she wanted to stay independent. We built a plan that fits real life after 60. Most days she added one bean-based meal, paired it with a vitamin C food like tomatoes or bell peppers to help iron absorption, and took a short, conversational pace walk after dinner. Within a few weeks, she noticed steadier mornings and less effort getting up from a chair. By 12 weeks, her waistband was looser, and she felt more confident on the stairs. No overhaul, just small steps most days. That's the pattern I've seen work again and again. Long-term data point the same way. In a cohort of approximately 85,000 women greater than or equal to 60, higher plant protein intake tracked with lower frailty and longer independence. Community programs that provide produce and beans regularly see lean mass improvements and lower obesity in older adults. And out in the real world, walking clubs, senior pickleball, master swim, more people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s report quicker recovery and steadier performance when beans are a daily habit. Different paths, same lesson. Consistent, well-distributed protein that your digestion tolerates helps strength return. Here's how to get this onto your counter tomorrow. When shopping, dried beans in bulk are the best value. Store them in airtight jars in a cool cabinet and they'll wait for you. If you can, an electric pressure cooker earns its place fast. Shorter cook times, softer texture, better digestibility. Canned beans are absolutely fine. Choose low sodium and if you like, save a little of the thick liquid, aquafaba, to enrich soups and stews. If grip strength is an issue, look for pull tab cans or a safe, easy turn opener and keep it where you prep to avoid fatigue. Batch cooking is your safety net. Once a week, cook 2 to 3 varieties. Portion into single serves and freeze. Ice cube trays are perfect for lentils or purees. Freezer cups hold whole beans without crumbling. Label type and date so rotation is simple. Rotate flavor kits to avoid boredom and broaden nutrients. Italian, rosemary, garlic, olive oil. Mexican, cumin, lime, cilantro. Indian, turmeric, ginger, coriander. The same base turns into new meals with a different spice set. Try this 7-day jumpstart you can repeat or mix and match. Day 1. Red lentil soup with tomatoes and spinach, whole grain toast. Day 2. Black bean bowl over brown rice with bell peppers and avocado. Day 3. Chickpea hummus on whole grain bread with cucumbers, side of edamame. Day 4. Split pea stew with carrots, squeeze of lemon. Day 5. Kidney bean chili, diced tomatoes on top, spoon of yogurt if you use dairy. Day 6. Lentil vegetable curry over quinoa. Day 7. White bean mash on toast with roasted peppers. Side salad. Each plate delivers protein, pairs with vitamin C for iron absorption, and respects older digestion. Keep targets plain and doable. Most older adults do well at 1.2 to 1.66 grams per kilogram per day of protein, split evenly, 25 to 35 grams per meal, approximately 0.4 grams per kilogram per meal. Water supports everything. Aim for at least 8 cups per day unless you've been told otherwise. For movement, 2 to 3 short resistance sessions per week are enough to tell your muscles why you're feeding them. Chair sit to stands, wall push-ups, light resistance bands. No gym required. For timing, a bean-based meal 2 to 3 hours before activity gives steady fuel. Another protein-rich meal within 2 hours after helps lock in gains. If digestion has been a hurdle, use an on-ramp. Start with 2 to 4 tablespoons per day, add 2 to 4 tablespoons each week, and choose gentle options first. Red lentils, split peas, mung beans. Soak and drain. Pressure cook when possible. Add ginger, cumin, bay leaf, or kombu to the pot. Within 2 to 8 weeks, most guts adapt, and that fiber begins feeding the microbiome that in turn supports muscle via short-chain fatty acids, lower inflammation, and improved insulin sensitivity. Special situations have simple adjustments. Managing blood sugar? Beans help flatten glucose spikes. Watching sodium? Cook from dried or rinse can thoroughly. Chewing is tough? Favor softer textures. Red lentil soup, split pea puree, white bean mash. Appetite low? Use smaller but more frequent portions. A half-cup lentil soup mid-afternoon can be the difference between meeting your protein goal and missing it. Set expectations you can feel. In 1 to 2 weeks, many people notice steadier energy and fewer midday crashes. By 4 to 6 weeks, stairs feel less punishing, grocery bags lighter, and rising from a chair more sure-footed. By 8 to 12 weeks, arms and legs often feel firmer, balance improves, and longer aisles at the store feel easier. This doesn't require perfection. It rewards repetition, meals that keep showing up for your muscles so your muscles can show up for you. If you like a simple daily rhythm, use this. Morning, 25 to 35 grams protein, with beans or a bean grain combo, plus a vitamin C food. Midday, another 25 to 35 grams with beans over whole grains and a large serving of vegetables. Evening, 25 to 35 grams in the texture that suits your appetite. Split pea soup, lentil stew, black bean tacos, or a chickpea bowl. Sprinkle in 2 to 3 short resistance sessions each week and a brief walk after meals when you can. Drink water with each meal in between. A small protein tray in the fridge removes friction. Front row, cooked beans in small containers, a jar of hummus, chopped peppers and tomatoes, lemon wedges, and a tub of cooked brown rice or quinoa. When energy is low, open, scoop, and eat. Fewer decisions at 6 p.m. means your muscles get what they need. Here's your next step. For the next 7 days, make one main meal each day bean-based and pair it with a vitamin C food. Keep a short note on your phone. What you ate, how you slept, and how your legs felt on the stairs. At week's end, read your notes. If you feel even a little stronger or steadier, continue for 4 more weeks and let the results convince you. If this approach makes sense to you, join our community of older adults who are choosing to build. Tap like, so this reaches more people over 60 who could use it. Hit subscribe for weekly, practical, science-based strategies. And in the comments, share your age, where you're watching from, and which bean you'll start with this week. Soybeans, lentils, black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, split peas, or another favorite. Your experience may be the encouragement someone else needs to begin. You don't need perfect meals or a younger body to make progress. You need consistent protein your digestion can handle, spread across the day, plus small movements that tell your body, we still need this strength. Beans make that possible on any budget. Start today. Stronger mornings begin this week.